Hello and happy Sunday. It is time for my Sunday screening selection with me, Nina Soden, the redheaded author. And today we are talking about John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. Okay, so this is a 2019 release. At the time of this recording, it was still in the theaters, and wow. Okay, so Chad Stahelski, pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. He is our director. It stars, of course, Keanu Reeves as John Wick, Halle Berry as Sophia, Ian McShane as Winston. He did amazing. Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. So many awesome actors and actresses in this film. This is action, crime, thriller, and it's about 2 hours and 11 minutes, but I gotta say, it flies by. It does not feel like it is that long at all. Okay, let's get into the rating. I gave this one a 4-star overall rating. I gave it 3 stars for writing, 5 stars for cinematography, 4 stars for story, and 4 stars for acting. So an overall of 4 stars. The storyline for John Wick Chapter 3 is kind of similar to all the other ones, but in this third installment of the adrenaline-fueled action franchise, skilled assassin John Wick, or Keanu Reeves, returns with a $14 million price tag on his head and an army of bounty hunting killers on his trail. After killing a member of the shadowy International Assassins Guild, the high table John Wick is excommunicado. But the world's most ruthless hitmen and women await his every turn. Okay, here's my 2 cents. Let's start with this. Keanu Reeves is going to be 55 years old later this year, September 2nd, to be exact. Now, I'm not saying that 55 is old, because it isn't, not by any stretch. However, I'm not even close to 55 years old, and there is no way I would have the energy that it must have taken to film this movie. Nor do I have the amazing abs that Keanu Reeves has. I would love to know his workout routine, because come on, it's bikini season, right? Okay, so I joked with my husband after we left the theater after seeing this movie that if you took all of the dialogue out of the script and put it in one document, got rid of everything else, and you just kept the dialogue, it would maybe be about 5 pages. I mean, there is just no dialogue in this film. Don't get me wrong, it didn't bother me. I loved the film. You don't really go to a Keanu Reeves movie to hear him talk. He's eye candy. Yeah, he is, plain and simple. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't dive into his characters, because he does. He gave 110% to this role. And I just can't wait to see what happens with the next one. Chapter 3 left the story open for another movie. And I am sure that fans of all ages, much like me, will definitely be lining up to see the next John Wick film. So this movie keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. The action starts the moment the lights go out and does not stop until the credits start. Seriously, the fighting is insane. It is raw, with the grit of a Jason Bourne movie and the improvisation of real life fighting. I loved how they didn't pretend that their guns had unlimited bullets. I mean, you saw them stop and take out their magazines and refill it. And numerous times throughout the movie, when the characters ran out of bullets, they just threw their guns at each other. Can't find a weapon? That's okay, no problem. Just run to the nearest antiquities shop and start tossing around daggers and hatchets and hammers and whatever else you can find. This is probably the best action film series that I have seen in a very long time. There isn't much in terms of a story, I'll admit that. You know, his wife dies, he gets a dog, his dog gets killed, and he goes on a killing spree. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. There was an incident with his car. You know, I'm not going to tell you who gets hurt, or who dies, or who disappears, or who gets excommunicado. Maybe I already did that up in the description. You'll just have to watch the movie to get all the gritty, gory details. And to tell you the truth, it is worth the watch. So don't wait until you can rent this one. If it is still in the movie theaters, see it on the big screen. So worth the watch. So the characters, let's get into this. I'm not going to talk about John Wick, because if you're going to see the John Wick film, the third one in the series, you already love his character, right? I want to talk about two of the characters that I felt really stole the screen whenever they were on. And the first one is Lance Reddick, who plays, he works in the hotel, and he kind of is the concierge. He was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. His demeanor, he's poised and he's direct, but he's comforting. And then at the end, he kicks butt. He is phenomenal. Perfectly cast in this role. All right, the second one is Randall Duck Kim. Probably saying that wrong. He's the actor that played the doctor that helps John Wick sew up his shoulder about 5 minutes before his status of excommunicado goes into effect. When he pulled out his gun, okay, here's a little bit of a spoiler alert. When he pulls out his gun and he hands it to John Wick so that he can shoot him, it was powerful and emotional and a sign of the honest friend, the true friend that he is in this film. I thought his role, although very small, was extremely well written. And that had to be one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, when he's sewing up his shoulder and then John Wick is looking at the clock saying, "It's almost time, Doc, you gotta stop, you gotta stop." So good. All right, I do have a favorite quote in this film, and I only have one, and it is Winston who says it, and he says, "You want peace? Prepare for war." I think it's self-explanatory. I thought it was really good. Okay, so I did binge watch the first two John Wick movies about a week before I saw the third one, just because I wanted to get back in that kind of mindset for John Wick. Loved them. So if you have not already seen the John Wick movies, check them out. They are available on demand, I believe. Maybe it was Netflix or maybe it was Hulu. I'm not sure where I watched them. But definitely check out the first two films and then head to the theater to see John Wick Chapter 3. Down below, there is a link to the blog review of this, where you can also watch the trailers for all three of the movies. So definitely click on that link in the description of this video and check those out. Okay, everybody, that is my Sunday screening selection for today. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, click on that little bell below so that you are alerted every time I post a video. Until next time, enjoy the movies.